celebrating the fact that Joe Biden is out of office. They saying Trump doing a phenomenal job. But the thing is, where he at? He talking all crazy about Chicago, talking about apocalypse now. Where the National Guard? It's people in Chicago impatiently waiting. They sitting on the porches looking up and down the street. Ain't no National Guard out there. Now they doing more killings, more robbings, more stealing, more praying, more hurting, more crying, hoping that the National Guard will hurry up and get down there. People want them to fix the problem. People want some drama. Chicago is growing impatient. They've been doing enough killing to get international attention. People in Iraq talking about how bad Chirac is. I ain't saying Trump playing games, but it's looking like he ain't trying to deal with Chicago no more. After Apocalypse Now post, President Trump says he's not going to war with Chicago, but with the Democrats. Now people saying he's soft out there in them Chicago streets, man. I don't know. They feeling like the president don't even want no smoke. So y'all know the murder rate gonna get even higher. That's a lot of street cred for everybody in Chicago. Streets so dangerous, the president don't even want none. And on top of that, they committing more murders. More murders, more Bone Thugs and Harmony type murders, more murders. Because they can't wait for the National Guard to get there. Now this the thing. I ain't trying to entice nothing or excite nothing. I'm hoping that this ain't nothing but a peaceful protest if they come, but it's looking like they not coming. That's like you got to fight with somebody after school and you popping all that shit. And the kids, they out there waiting for y'all in the parking lot and you don't show up. I ain't going to say too much. Y'all need to look at this because maybe he will bust a U-turn and go to Chicago. But right now, it's looking like it's not going to happen, y'all. Look at this.
My son went outside. The boys pulled up right behind our house. They shot him down in the alley. I mean, I was home. His brother was home. We found my son literally on the ground in the alley taking his last breath.
You got people still robbing, stealing, killing. Just the other day, a 5-year-old boy got killed, shot in the head. It's like it's never going to end. So if Mr. Trump want to bring these troops to Chicago, hey, bring them on. What we got to lose? You know what I'm saying? Put some fear in, let them know that they here, they want, to protect the city of Chicago.
You got them fine women over there talking about, hey, Trump, what you gonna do, man? They leaned back on the sofa, waiting on Big Daddy Trump to drop it off. And he ain't showed up yet. I know he a player and everything. What's going on? He let the world know it's a bunch of fine African-American women that's begging for daddy to come to Chicago to take care of their misfits. They want them to come lock up their sons, their baby daddies, their nephews, their cousins, their uncles, their brothers. Trump ain't showed up yet. Look how fine that girl is sitting over there. Got her grandmama talking about how bad she want Trump to come through. And he said he liked that chocolate and everything. Well, what's the hold up? Look at this.
Well, we got elderly people afraid to ride the red line. You got kids can't go outside and play. You got women don't want to walk at night alone. The migrants came here, babe. They had everything in the whole wide world they wanted.
Give you the shirt off his back, sweetheart. But they took my little baby.
Hey, this is really a national disgrace.
Did she really shrug her shoulders about them killing her baby? She act like she glad that he gone. Some of y'all mothers out there be acting like somebody did y'all a favor when they take out y'all sons. Little motherfucker couldn't get right. And I ain't talking about this lady right here. But it's a lot of people out there that wish they never even had kids. So when they get the bad news and they let out that loud sigh of relief, then next thing you know, you see them in the club spending that goddamn insurance policy money. Don't act like y'all ain't never seen it happen before, man. What's the dude down there in Texas? He died. His baby mama was out there stunting with his money, talking about she gonna bury his ass in Gucci. And her daughter died too, and she was up there throwing up money. What was that dude's name? Look at this, y'all.
Give you the shirt off his back, sweetheart. But they took my little baby.
Shit, they took my little baby. Ain't nothing I can do. He gone. Shit. She opened the refrigerator. Them chicken wings still sitting in there. She go to get some cereal. It's a whole box sitting on top of the refrigerator. She act like she happy about it. And I know that may not be the case, but look at her demeanor.
Back, sweetheart.
She threw her hands up so high and plopped them in her lap. You heard the plop. Like she just don't give a damn. Look at this.
Sweetheart. But they took my little baby.
Hey, this is really a national disgrace. Welcome back. That was the mother and grandmother of Gregory Wilson III. Their 16-year-old son and grandson was shot and killed in Chicago.
What the hell he doing in that picture? Y'all see that? Is that somebody's hand? Shit, talking about somebody getting a hand job. What the fuck going on in this picture right here? That's his grandmama hand? Who hand is that? Like, come here, lad. It looked like they tried to get him on OnlyFans or something. What type of black market tape is this? Fucking Lady Eloise, what they trying to do, a remake of the Boomerang movie? What type of bullshit? The Antisocial Club. Did he have friends? What the hell? Like, I'll be your friend. Creepy. They need to just do something about Chicago, man. It's embarrassing to America. The whole Chicago is just embarrassing, man. You ain't never heard nothing positive come out of Chicago. Look at it.
These parents are saying Chicago crime is now much worse than when they were growing up, and they're begging President Trump to send in the National Guard, send in their troops. But their Democrat Governor, J.B. Pritzker, and Socialist Mayor Brandon Johnson say crime is not a problem. Chicago is the homicide capital of America. Joining us now, Chicago Red founder P. Ray Easley. P. Ray, thank you so much for joining us again tonight. What do you make of what you just heard? Because the former chief of the Chicago police said that Pritzker and Brandon Johnson are afraid Trump is going to humiliate them, given how successful Trump was in bringing down crime in D.C.
I totally agree. Billions of dollars have flowed through the city of Chicago in terms of violence prevention and crime stopping. However, we still have people like poor Gregory who are shot down in alleys. I think that although crime is statistically down, we should still ask for the help because we should get the number to zero rather than a 30% decrease. As you can see here, people brazenly commit heinous acts of violence in broad daylight here in the city of Chicago because there's no deterrent against committing the crimes, because in the Cook County State's Attorney, they plead people down in order to keep a high conviction rate. So people know that they're going to go to jail and come right back home.
This is no respect for human life. These families are destroyed. They've lost their son and grandson forever. I mean, here's the thing, P. Ray. Chicago did a Trump-style surge a decade ago to stop crime in 2016. Extra Chicago cops, U.S. Marshals, BATF agents. Crime dropped 41%. So can Pritzker and Johnson fix crime in Chicago without Trump?
No, that's because they want Trump to come there personally. They want to see his face, man. He put out that album cover. People waiting on that shit to drop. Shot Apocalypse Now. He acting like he the second coming of Tupac. With this campaign that he got going on, we want to see Trump go down there and talk to them people. That will humble a whole lot of people if he went out to Chicago and gave a speech and spoke to the people, put a podium up in O Block and let Trump talk to the people directly out there, man. And you know he a billionaire. It ain't like he's some cheap dude that ain't got no paper. People are listening to Trump. He need to come there, shake some hands, kiss some babies, hug some thugs. He need to do that ASAP, man, because he declaring war. Then he turned around and said he ain't warring with Chicago. We confused about this. Because don't nobody want that United States military smoke. But people would love the fact if he came through and showed the people of Chicago some love. And to be real with y'all, if somebody of real power had a presence in Chicago, I think that would make a difference all by itself. They may not need to call in no National Guard. Just have Trump go up in the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles and get a plate and sit down and eat a dinner with the people. That'll stop violence for at least 3 months, because you never know when Trump gonna come through the block and cop something, man. They see them SUVs and them limos pulling up, they gonna put away the rocks. He need to spend a week in Chicago just out and about doing regular people stuff. Go for a jog in the park. You know what I'm saying? Post up on the block. Let them know that Trump's in town. Before you know it, he gonna start gang banging and shit. He only about 2 hoes away from being a pimp. That might not be a good idea for Trump. He might get turned out by that Chicago street life. He be there for a week. Next thing you know, he pulling his hair out because them nickel bags and shit getting low. Do people still buy this shit? He might fuck around and start a brothel out there in Chicago, especially the way them women begging for him to come down there. We just gotta wait and see. But the truth is, the people need to start policing themselves, and should have been doing that. Citizens arrest on each other. That'd be the best way to get back at your ops. You see one of them niggas out there, so you know they selling drugs, hold them down till the police get there. But that's Negro here, no there. Okay, let's get back into this. Y'all listening? Okay, here we go.
I think that they could if they wanted to, but remember, this narco-terrorism is making almost $2 billion a year off of the heroin highway, which flows through the middle of the 7th Congressional District. So if we have a parallel economy...
That eye contact telling me something. There's no way somebody should be able to hold their eyes open that long while performing tasks, unless they got a history or something, man. You put this shit on mute, your brain gonna be auto-suggesting all different types of raunchiness. Look at this, man. Hold on. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a freak. Maybe I'm a perv. But look at this, y'all. Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my radio bills? And maybe, baby, we can chill. I don't think you do. That's why me and you are through. Maybe she was one of the Pointer Sisters or some shit back in the day. Got me all confused. We gonna move home, because I can't even take her seriously, man. Okay, now this the part y'all need to listen to, because Chicago bracing themselves, just like they do in the gangster movies. Brace yourself, fool. That's what's happening right now in Chicago. A lot of them gangsters sad because they've been home for a couple of days. They got to pay bills and do it. They ready to get back to jail. So they figure if they see Trump and hit him upside the head with a snow cone or something like that, that at least get them 2-3 years, aggravated assault or something like that. You know? And it's easy to talk bad about Chicago because we all know the stories. You hit a crackhead in the head with a crack pipe, that's the only way you can kill him. I seen people do it, man. You could punch a crackhead, you can kick him, set him on fire, that motherfucker gonna run out the house laughing. You hit that motherfucker dead square in the head with a crack pipe, his whole skull gonna crack, man. I mean, look at these niggas. Trump, where you at? They ain't got nothing else better going on. It's either Trump gonna come or they gonna rob somebody. He giving them the wrong options, man. I've been to old block. It smell like they got a giant fan out there and everybody holding their ass open in front of the fan. That's what it smelled like out there in old block, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe they got that Flint, Michigan water or something. It's a lot of stuff that need to be addressed in Chicago. It ain't just the crime. I think it got a lot to do with the food supply up there in Illinois, the Lake Michigan polluted and shit. A lot of these dudes, you take their dreads off, they got scales on their scalp like amphibians and things. And that's the reason why they grow their hair out like that, because they trying to hide the deformities that come along with living in Chicago, man. Nigga got a knuckle booty. There's people out here with all different types of deformities. or punch you with their ass. And I ain't trying to be funny about this, but they like to keep this stuff disclosed from the public. And people been sending me information since I've been doing more videos on the subject, and they trying to let me know that it ain't just about the violence. The hospitals in Chicago don't know what to do with these lizard niggas that be being born up there sometimes, man. Abortion ain't the way. But goddamn, if you giving birth to reptiles and creatures and then sending them to public school, then that's the reason why the crime rate is so damn high, man. We not dealing with human beings. And I know that sound messed up, but that's the state we in Chicago, man. Y'all seen the turtles? But I'm going to shut up about it because people get pissed off when you start telling the truth. And people don't want to look into the facts for themselves, so they willing to listen to somebody on YouTube or on the radio to try to get a better understanding of what's happening here. But we all can agree a lot of the things that's going on in Chicago is inhumane, but nobody ever stopped to think, well, hell, what's going on with the people up there? Y'all seen the movies that came out lately? I'm going to make this little point and we going to move on. Because y'all thinking that science don't play a role in street life and city life and people of color just because you don't see them on the movies don't mean that people not being experimented on. Look, if you don't believe me and you ain't never seen this movie, I'm pretty sure it's still on Netflix. Y'all need to check it out. Because there's a lot of truth to this stuff that's going on here, man. People being programmed in the most negative ways, and that's how you end up with cities like Chicago. But that's Negro here, no there. Let's get into this. Hold on, run that back.
Chicago. President Trump is ramping up his attacks on Chicago as he prepares to send possible federal enforcement to the city. Peaceful protesters hitting the streets following the president's apparent threat on social media. Many people expected to see DHS operations in the city this weekend, but that hasn't been the case so far. ABC's Alex Stone joined me live from the Little Village neighborhood in Chicago. Alex, Little Village is known to be a vibrant area. So what's the mood like today?
Hey there, Ike. Well, it's relatively quiet here in what would normally be busy, not only being a Sunday, but Mexican Independence Day celebrations getting going this weekend and into next weekend. We've been talking to a number of vendors and restaurants, barbershops that are along this stretch of roadway here through the middle of the area, and they say it is very quiet, and it's been quiet for some time because of the threat of the increased immigration enforcement, and the people have just left the area. The vendors have decided that they're not going to show up, that customers would be coming in, that they're not coming in as well. So there's no immigration.
But if you're not wrong, then you ain't got to go through all that. You know what I'm saying? If you driving your car, your tag straight, your license straight, you don't paid your car note, you ain't got no warrant or nothing like that, you should feel free to go out there and do whatever it is you want to do. But if you dead ass wrong, then that will give you a reason to want to stay in or lay low or whatever the case is. And I got love for all people, but illegal is illegal. How they gonna try to make something that's illegal legal? And how can you get away with doing anything illegal in America? Being an illegal immigrant is like selling kilos of dope every day, acting like you ain't breaking the law. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that are legal, then hell, come to the parade. The people it's really that many illegals out there. That's the craziest thing ever, that is really that many illegal people. Would you go to another country knowing that you're breaking the law? You go to another country breaking their laws. Who does stuff like that, man? That's like you moving to Japan. You know you ain't got no business over there. You done bought a house. You hanging out at Okinawa Bay, drinking up all they sake and shit. You at their grocery stores, buying all they tuna. They can't find no crabs nowhere because your illegal ass over there in Japan eating up all they suki. That ain't right. You figure that's indecent, man. You got to have the courtesy. That's like busting up in somebody's house, stepping all on their toes, eating up all their shit, and you ain't trying to leave. They hoarding. Matter of fact, what you call it? When them people be in them houses ain't even supposed to be there. I can't think of the word right now, man. When them people, they be pouching or whatever the hell they be doing to them houses. Somebody help me out in the chat. Them squatters, they squatting in America, man, and taking the big shit while they squatting. But that's Negro here nor there. Y'all need to listen at this. Go ahead, play it.
Enforcement that we've seen anywhere around Chicago, but even still, people are saying, look, that they're afraid to come out and they're staying away from this area.
And Alex, that street you're on is home to a 2-mile stretch of small businesses. What are you hearing from them specifically?
Yeah, the people are scared, and that's what we've heard from all around Chicago. We were out yesterday at Naval Station Great Lakes, where it's believed that the federal agents are going to be headquartered when and if they do actually end up coming into Chicago. And we talked to one young man who said that he was very scared.
Man, why won't they pay the American people like how they was paying the illegals? If they ain't got to pay none of that stuff, free housing and all that stuff, why they can't do that with the people that's already here? People would gladly get out there and do that shit if they ain't have to pay nothing, pay no taxes, ain't got to pay no rent, ain't got to do nothing. You getting government assistance and you getting a paycheck and you ain't got to pay. Why don't they just do that for the American people? But you know what? If they did that for the American people, it might be more crime. How many Lambos gonna pull up at the same time? How many is gonna hop out with that jewelry swinging and all that? The culture's fucked up, man. I just can't call it. Look.
That he only lives a block away from the naval station and that his parents would be among those that if federal agents find them would be deported, and that he just cannot imagine life without his parents at his age with his siblings if they do find his parents. So among the immigrant community here around Chicago and here in Little Village as well, there is definitely that concern. And the president's social media posting that you talked about last night, where he said Chicago's about to find out why it's called the Department of War, what he renamed the Department of...
They said stop kidnapping our neighbors. Them ain't neighbors. Stop kidnapping our neighbors. Okay, let me take a little time to digest this before I just start rambling. And even though I got these mug shots up there, we gonna get to them YNs in Chicago, but we gotta deal with this real quick as far as the illegal immigrants go. If they had to go through the same grind, matter of fact, it just don't make no sense, period. I can't even try to dissect it because it's really that Looney Tune. It don't make no sense. If you illegal, man. Go get some legalities about yourself. And you wouldn't have to go through none of this stuff that people going through. It's just, let me go out there and do some illegal shit and see what happens. Let me go out there and just say, hey, today I'm going to be illegal. And see how that turned out by the end of the damn night. You figure, as an American, one day of being an illegal, your ass going to be in jail. Imagine doing illegal shit 24/7 while you in America. You could break the law and go home and take a nap and go to work and all that shit. Don't nobody know you broke the law. And you might never break the law again. Either way, you dead wrong. Just imagine breaking the law every millisecond of your life while you in a country that you ain't supposed to be in. And then want to go hide somewhere when them ICE people is out there. But I know one thing for sure. I got love for my Mexican people, my Spanish people, man. Because they do make America a great place, man. We need to figure out a way to make them legal. How we take them whites only pies and turn them into nigger pies. That's what we got to figure out with this thing, man. I ain't got a problem with having anybody in America. It ain't like I own the motherfucker. Come one, come all, everybody can bring your ass. But there's laws in place and people need to abide. If I gotta abide by the rules, you gotta abide by the rules too. But the reason why this is even possible is because the people here in America, the people that are legal, born in America, killing each other up in the street. That's why Chicago a hot spot for illegals, because the Americans don't give a damn about, they don't even respect where they at. They don't respect their neighborhoods, don't respect their city, don't respect their neighbors, don't respect a goddamn thing. You could easily slip in and take over. They would rather support you before they support each other, man. For y'all ladies out there, keep it real in the comment section, man. For all y'all women out there, y'all homeowners, people that's renting apartments and things, keep it real. Would you rather, when you call for the maintenance, the toilet broke, the ceiling leaking, the flow squeaking, whatever it is, when you call for maintenance, who would you rather show up at the door? Would you rather a brother show up at the door? Or would you rather Javier show up at the door with Rico and all his other Mexican buddies? And they ready to do the job. Hello, senor. Who would you rather come in there and do the job, man? Let's be real about it. Would you rather this motherfucker right here come to the door asking you to use your tools? Or, and I ain't saying all brothers is like that, man. You got some good brother maintenance men. They gonna pee all over your floor and everything when they ask you to use the bathroom. But besides that, they some good maintenance men. They gonna cop an attitude. You tell them that the shit ain't right and all that. But, you know, it is what it is. Y'all let me know in the comment section, man. Hold up.
Why it's called the Department of War, what he renamed the Department of Defense last week. That last night where he said Chicago's about to find out why it's called the Department of War, what he renamed the Department of Defense last week, that just amped everything up again. He did say today, though, that he's not declaring war on Chicago and that he wants the streets to be safer in general. But that messaging to the people here was that federal agents and maybe even troops were about to come in. None of that has gone on. We have not seen any ramp up today whatsoever in the streets. No sign that anything is changing, at least today.
All right, Alex Stone, thank you for that.
Man, that's not a good look, y'all. It is not a good look at all, because he giving people hopes up. People was thinking Christmas was going to come early this year. They was looking for Trump to come like Santa Claus with his reindeers and take them niggas off the street. Clean up the city of Chicago. Chicago is such a beautiful city, man. For the people that never been there before, there's a lot of great ambiance besides the butt-naked crackhead wiping your windshield off or whatever he got in that damn squeegee. And he trying to hold his pants up. He hairy. He ain't shaved in years, man. You can see his public hairs as he trying to wash off your damn windshield. And you ain't ask him to do it. You just pulled up at the light. And here he go, balls all on your rearview mirror, man. Besides that, Chicago is a very, very beautiful city. The food is all that. The women are beautiful in Chicago. I ain't never seen that many beautiful women in no other city in America until I went to Chicago, man. But the men out there, you might just want to, especially the young ones, the YNs. That's what ruined every motherfucking thing about Chicago. Them goddamn YNs, man. You could be having a beautiful, blessed day. Seeing one of them niggas in the street is like seeing a wild tiger on the loose. It fuck up your whole trip, man. Like it was all good, so I seen them young niggas out there. Oh my God, and don't let them have them on some chains. One is bad enough. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them niggas, somebody call the National Guard. Fuck up the ambiances. Why? People wonder why. Get the fuck out of here, man. They need to put them right on the damn plane with the illegals. Send them niggas to Watermelon Alcatraz or some shit, man. For every Mexican they pick up about 3-4 of them YNs and put them on the van. Shit, drop them niggas off in Mexico, man. They wouldn't know the difference until they start shooting. Let the cartel deal with them niggas. That need to be payback. Since y'all want to send all these illegals over here and all that, then guess what? We sending all the YN. We gonna return the favor and send all the YNs over to Mexico, man. That's why I'm telling y'all, brothers out there, you gotta distinguish yourself. Gotta cut that shit out, man. Especially you older men out there, it ain't worth it. Distinguish yourself. Next time I see you, you better be dressed up like the Peanut Man or something. It's really that serious. Make sure they mistake you for the mayor or something the next time they see you, because it ain't worth it. You know, take them Jordans and all that shit. Let me do this real quick. Okay, I'm going to show y'all what I did. This a little detour. We're going to get back to the news. This is what I did. I said, now that I'm officially a grown-ass man, I'm going to go ahead and buy the best sneakers I ever thought I had. That I ever had. I think these sneakers are phenomenal. And they not selling them no more. They stopped manufacturing these. They the most comfortablest shoes I ever wore in my life as far as sneakers are concerned. So I told myself, I'm going to retire from sneakers. All the sneakers I got, that's all I'm going to have. And as long as I got a pair of these, I never feel a need to go up in Foot Locker and get no Jordans and no BS like that. So now that I got these, I'm through with it. If I want to get comfortable, dress down or whatever, throw on a pair of these, I'm good to go. I advise y'all brothers do the same thing, man. Pick out your favorite pair and rock out with that for the rest. Don't keep on buying them. You look silly as a grown-ass man buying them sneakers, man. But that's Negro here, no there. That's just my word of advice. It's either that or you going to get snatched up in your new J's for having J's. And for the brothers out there, listen to me. I'm talking to my brothers out there. Look, I'm going to make this last point and I'm going to leave it alone. If you're not going to the gym, if you're not going to work out, do without the hoodie. Now, if you plan on hitting some weights and doing some heavy lifting and all that shit, and you putting a sweatshirt to use, avoid the goddamn, I don't give a damn how fly it is. Don't do it no more, brothers. You got to have a task. This is like having a reflective vest. If you ain't doing no construction, you ain't no crossing guard or nothing like that, it's time to dress to the point. Motherfuckers be wearing ski goggles and ain't going skiing. Brothers be out here wearing all different types of shit. Wearing construction belts, ain't doing no construction. Got construction Timbs, ain't doing no goddamn construction. That gotta stop. Look. You gotta play the part, and so people will know what the hell you got going on. So people can, because they gonna profile your ass, when they identify you, they can identify exactly what your purpose is wherever the hell you are, man. If you're not doing construction, do without the damn construction boots. It ain't cool no more, man. But that's Negro in there. Let's get back into this news. Y'all ready? All right, here we go. Y'all need to hear this because this is some deep stuff. Reggie, go and play it. Can y'all hear me out there? The mic good? Let me know in the comment section. The mic good? Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? All right, here it is.
And for more on the potential of the National Guard coming to Chicago, we welcome in business owner and resident Daniel Siegel. He is owner of the HMS Property Group. Daniel, it's great to have you in studio.
Thanks you for
so much
having
for
me.
being here. You know, I wanted to start with your reaction to what we're seeing out there in Chicago on the ground right now. You know, this firm stance against the potential of a National Guard troop deployment. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, when I look at the protests going on in Chicago, is that the protesters aren't really engaged on the ground in these communities. And that is part of the issue.
He got emotional problems. He need to go get some help. What the hell? Daniel Siegel. He got his shirt on buttoned. What the fuck he just got done doing? Cologne, fucking cognac, and sex. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he's smelling like, man. He doing too much. Got the taco meat all out, man. Cover that shit up. You on the news. He living like Denzel Washington in Flight. Fucker rolled out the bed, came up there. He ain't in no position to talk about nothing. Somebody must have told him he looked like Ben Affleck. This shit don't went to his head. Chicago resident and business owner. He might be a slumlord or something. What type of business he into? He smacked the shit out you and run up in your house like John Wick. They had to mic him up with the damn jacket. Couldn't even put it on his... What's going on? Hold on, let me shut up. Listen to what this man talking about.
And for more on the potential of the National Guard coming to Chicago, we welcome in business owner and resident Daniel Siegel. He is owner of the HMS Property Group. Daniel, it's great to have you in studio.
Thank you for
Thanks so
having
much for
me.
being here.
This nigga owned the whole old block. He owned the projects and they got him up there on the news, man. He looked like he about fed up. He was waiting on Trump to come last week with the National Guard to get them niggas out of there, man.
Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. Trump, he promised he's gonna bring the National Guard. I don't know. The real estate is going down every day. There has to be some changes.
You know, I wanted to start with your reaction to what we're seeing out there in Chicago on the ground right now. You know, this firm stance against the potential of a National Guard troop deployment. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, when I look at the protests going on in Chicago, is that the protesters aren't really engaged on the ground in these communities. And that is part of the issue, is that people are not living and breathing in these communities. Now, I started a business on the south side of Chicago 10 years ago.
Told y'all.
Revitalizing vacant homes. And I think when you engage in the communities, you get to learn a little bit of a different picture about the reality of the situation on the ground.
Well, to your point, I want to talk to you about that, because you had mentioned that this potential deployment would be a great thing.
Like, as an owner of the Chicagoans in Southside Chicago, I must say I've observed my people. Ownership isn't easy. I observe them like insects. I know what's going on. They're breeding, they're brewing. It's a bigger problem. Trust me, I know. They never seem to notice the cameras behind the mirrors. They have a problem with fiber. They're straining. I've seen it all. Seen it all. There's a fibrous problem. That you're not getting enough protein, not enough sleep. I've studied them. Trump called me. You do not understand my people.
He got a modern day plantation up there in Chicago, man. He started redeveloping them underdeveloped. He developed the underdeveloped. And now he balling on the Chicagoans. Ah, damn. They better listen to that man, because he know what the hell going on. He ride by every Wednesday just to get his trap. You come home, your mama in the driveway crying her eyes out. I'll get your money, baby. I promise, baby. I'll get your money. I will get your money. Like, you better get my money, because I know you people. I know you people. You don't want Trump to come. I know people. I'll be on the news, bitch. Like, don't worry, baby. I'll get your money. I'll get your money, baby. Oh, he said he owned underdeveloped houses. He went to the damn slums and put some new refrigerators in that bitch with a ceiling fan. Like, yep, there you go. That'd be $3,000 a month. Got a new toilet. Put a sink in there, you know, a little ceiling fan. Pest control, all the shit that he's supposed to pay for, that's included in your rent. The nerve of this man. Listen to this, y'all.
Living and breathing in these communities. Now, I started a business on the south side of Chicago 10 years ago, revitalizing vacant homes. And I think when you engage in the communities, you get to learn a little bit of a different picture about the reality of the situation on the ground.
Well, to your point, I want to talk to you about that because you had mentioned that this potential deployment.
Did he just say on the ground? Like he all the way up? He come down off his high horse for a little bit just to mingle with the common folks. Ain't that about a bitch? He said, I've been down to earth. Trust me, I've been down there in the gutters with the gutter buckets. And I have to come down to the ground with these people. I'm slumming in the slums, you know. Sometimes you got to do it. Get your hands dirty with the public. You can't be serious with this bullshit, man. Listen at this.
Years ago, revitalizing vacant homes. And I think when you engage in the communities, you get to learn a little bit of a different picture about the reality of the situation on the ground.
Well, to your point, I want to talk to you about that because you had mentioned that this potential deployment would be a great thing, especially for low and middle income residents. So why do you believe that to be the case for those residents in particular?
Well, because we don't have enough manpower on the ground. And we have policy in this city that does not support cops, and it does not support crime prevention. So any extra help could help. And I think the National Guard could really do a great service for the city of Chicago, especially lower income tenants that live in our buildings. They deal with crime on a daily basis.
Oh, no, he did. I ain't heard none of that shit. I know I ain't heard none of that shit he just said, man. I'm over here dreaming. I know he ain't just get up on the news and say what he just said. He said Trump need to come get these niggas out of my building. Them old ladies that got the money, they cool. But the rest of them up, they grandkids and shit, they got to get the hell out of there. And that's something we need to talk about. Because what they call it, home ownership is not happening for no millennials or nothing like that. A lot of these houses y'all see, you could ride for miles and miles and see hundreds of thousands of houses. It be old people that own these houses, man. They got them houses while the getting was good. They kids ain't in a position to get no house. They grandkids, they just fucking up the property that their grandparents done paid for and stuff, man. They ain't got nothing. It ain't like they can go out there and get their own shit. So it be their grandkids, their nieces, their nephew, all them people, they hang around their grandparents' house. And then when the grandparents die, whatever the case, they still hanging around there, just ain't got shit going on. And the landlords, they're like, well, somebody paying the bills. You go up in there and see who paying the bills. It's some old lady in the back room. She about 90-something years old. Ain't left the house in like 50 years. She in there watching Good Times and fucking Soul Train reruns while they out there terrorizing the community. I can't believe this man said what he said on the news. Listen.
Could really do a great service for the city of Chicago, especially lower income tenants that live in our buildings. They deal with crime on a daily basis. They're dealing with homicides. They're dealing with carjackings. They're dealing with petty crime, theft, homicides behind our alley, people shot and killed. This is a daily experience for our tenants on the south side of Chicago.
Well, I want to push back and ask you because, you know, we've heard the counter argument even earlier on in the program being this is political theater. This is intimidating residents. This isn't a good thing for the people who
fuck that. What are you talking about, man? I'm offended, man. That's like having a car dealership that sell pieces of shit cars. And you know when they drive off the lot, it's going to break down. The statistics of your cars in your car lot, they ain't even going to make it down the street. You selling these people junk. That's immoral, man. I mean, somebody got to do it. But damn, ain't that what you call a slum lord? Hold on.
here, and there are a couple of other strong points that they make, that murders and some of the major crime stats you're seeing on your screen now, murder, shooting incidents, robbery, they're all down. So what are your thoughts on the pushback that we're hearing now from not only politicians, but some people on the ground, as you see there as well?
Well, I am very encouraged by the statistics that crime is down, especially homicides. But again, crime is still very, very high.
Well, this shit do something about the goddamn rent, man. Button your shirt up and quit being so damn arrogant. Like, I want my money and I want it now. He don't give a fuck. He just trying to get paid, man. Cause if he was really a good landlord, he'll go out there with an S on his chest and smack them niggas across their head, man. He'll go out there, he'll get on his vigilante shit. He got Bruce Wayne money. Get him a bat cave, hire a nigga named Alpha and get out there and do the dirty work. Get a retarded black dude, name his ass Nightwing, and go out there and fight some crime. They got the money to do it, get some gadgets. He got the resources to save the damn day, man. Shit, let out some mosquitoes. Every time you see them, let out a bag of mosquitoes on them niggas, man. That's what they really need, a mosquito tent in the projects. Like, y'all better get in the house, but they let the mosquitoes out. Like, yo, bro, what you doing out here, man? You wonder what fucking 1,000 mosquitoes gonna be out here, man. Check your ass in the house, man. They need to put a mosquito machine on every corner out there. They think they just gonna stand out there, be doing pull-ups and all that shit. Unleash them damn mosquitoes on them niggas. Shit, they come back a month later, them niggas out there eating the mosquitoes. Hey, yo, this joint's good, this shit good, nigga. You pull back on the block, nigga got a mouthful of mosquitoes rubbing his belly. They gonna have to figure something out, man. The nerve of this man.
Can I tell a difference from this year to last? Yes, but still there are people being gunned down in the city of Chicago, and it's still an issue, and the police force is still underpowered. And we have policy, like sanctuary city policy, that aids and abets criminals, specifically transnational gangs like the Tren de Aragua, who have come into these neighborhoods and overtaken buildings and set up sex and drug trafficking operations. This is going on in Chicago, and I think a lot of people, especially protesters and politicians, do not understand that.
Well, we did speak with a former NYPD lieutenant commander.
What the hell is going on? He walk up in the building, he get to sniffing. What's going on? They in there selling coochie in the damn... They some nasty motherfuckers, man. They took over his building just to sell some booty up. He know about it. Like, I know who's doing what, when, where, and how in my building. You think you can just bring these girls in here and have them freaking off for the pay? Where's my money? Where's my fucking money? Like, come here, I'll smack you on your ass. Give me my money. He know what they doing up in them buildings. Is he incriminating himself? What's going on? He look like he just got done doing the night in the can. Like, call my lawyer, asshole. The nerve of this man.
About this. He talked a little bit more about the people who get hurt with this type of crime. Here's a clip.
It amazes me that they'll fight the president on this when crime is out of control there. No matter how you slice it or dice it, they have numbers that are unacceptable. And the people that pay the price are the residents, are the hardworking people that are out there in the streets every day. People want to go to dinner. They can't even go to dinner. And it takes a toll on the residents.
So,
you know what, he'll call you to your face as soon as he get mad enough, man. He'll let that shit, I know he'll let it fly. Like, I'm so tired of you motherfucking naggers. He say that shit the same way he said dinner. He look like he's sick of it. If they wasn't recording, he'd tell y'all what he think they really need to do with the people of Chicago. Like, take them, put them in the van, send them to Mexico. End the story. End the fucking story. Send them. Send them to Mexico. Nobody will know the fucking difference. How about we just get all of them, put them in the van, take them to Mexico, drop them off. If they want to drop their people off over here, we'll take them to Mexico, just send their ass to Mexico. That's what I'll do if I was the president. And she looking like she agree with everything I said that he'll probably say, man. People fed up with it. People tired of it. People need, y'all, if you look like this, you need to stay your ass in the house, man. This brother need a couple of baths and a straight razor to cut off his motherfucking face, man. They need to offer free plastic surgery to these niggas, man. Have all these niggas standing out there looking like Chris Brown. They wouldn't want to commit no crime then. Put the Vibes Cartel on their ass. Like, yo, man, we about to go do a drill. Like, no, it's too pretty. They'll think about that shit twice if they were some pretty boys. Like, I ain't trying to go to jail because them niggas gonna be all over me. When you look like that, you feel like you ain't got shit to lose. Get him some plastic surgery. He gonna be a new man, literally. They gonna be climbing trees and shit like Michael Jackson. You don't like to climb trees? Like, no, we don't need crimes, more trees. They'll be out there planting trees. Get this nigga a haircut, some plastic surgery, a nose job, motherfucking get them blackheads off his neck. He wouldn't want to commit no damn crime. But you know, if you decent, you gonna be soft. These dudes out here, the uglier the better. And that's fucked up in the black community, man. The uglier you are, the better. They see your ass looking like a damn creature. Like, oh, that's a real nigga right there, man. You come out, you got a manicure and all that. You got a nice little haircut, a button-up shirt. They gonna flip your ass in the air like a pepperoni pizza. You can't stand on the block if you ain't no ugly motherfucker. And if you ain't, try, nigga. What if they did offer free plastic surgery for thugs? You walk up out that bitch looking like Chico DeBarge. Like, baby. The birth rate would be low as fuck. Like, I don't want no nigga prettier than me. It'd be a bunch of chicks out there pissed off, send their baby daddy back home looking better than they looking, you know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is this. People are people until they prove otherwise. And that's the saddest part about it, man. If you ask me, it all boils down to knowing how to act. As long as you know how to act, you good. I know for a fact, it's people out there, when they in society, they know how to act. They shaking hands, they doing all that shit, man. They just model citizens. When they get home, they walk around that motherfucker no drawers on. They cooking food butt naked. They got their animals running around, house smell like straight badookie. You wouldn't even expect it, man. People know how to unwind and be themselves when they get to where they're trying to go. Just like when the bill collector call, have you ever seen I ain't gonna say your mama or your auntie or somebody, but somebody in your family acting phony with white folks? You know what I'm saying? The majority of black people get around white folks and get real phony and very polite. People know how to act when they get around other people, man. People need to learn how to act with each other. I do it. You know what I'm saying? I treat my people with the utmost love and respect, and they be looking at me like I'm a soft ass Twinkie. Like, excuse me, my brother, how you doing, man? Yo, I was wondering if you could tell me how to get to Main Street. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. They look you up and down, suck their teeth, and walk off. And then when you look back, that's when they punch you in the face and give you a black eye, man. I ain't saying this is from experience, but I witnessed it happen before, man. It's a cold world out here. The first thing they need to do is get rid of that mayor or trump up some charges on his ass, man. Get his mug shot. Figure out what he like to do when he get freaky and put all his side bitches in the news. That's the first thing they need to do. They need to figure out that mayor's his weaknesses. What type of women's he like. I can take a wild guess just by looking at that man. I'm going to help them do their job. Since they act like they don't want to do it, I'm going to show y'all the type of women he like. Yup. This what they need to do. They need to find the women. Because people in Chicago hit me up, man, and they sent me pictures of his ex-girlfriends. And I wasn't going to expose this to the world or whatever, but hell, somebody got to do it. This is Ty. He gonna lead the damn shit when the public find out about this, man. This all he go for, man. Before he was chasing the damn election, he was chubby chasing out there in the streets, y'all. And ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, he got mayonnaise on his elbows and he the mayor of Chicago. That ain't no good look. People already don't respect him up there. And ain't nothing wrong with this. But that's Negro. That's Negro here nor there. Look, we got some important news we need to get to. Y'all need to listen at this because this affects Chicago. Listen.
Know the direction of the jobs market. Pay attention to the black unemployment numbers. That's not my guidance. That's the guidance from economists and experts who know much more about this than I. But let me explain. Right now, the U.S. unemployment rate is at 4.3%. We just learned that very few jobs were added in August, about 22,000. That's not good. If you were to describe this via text, you send a red alarm emoji. Now, for black workers, the data is worse. For now, another month, the unemployment rate is going up. It's now 7.5%. That's the highest it's been since October of 2021. And it's a number we've been watching ever since it was 6.8% in June. It's 2 alarm emojis. You dig even deeper, and you'll find that black women are disproportionately struggling right now. The jobless rate for black women is at 6.7%. The last time it was that high, September of 2021, back during the pandemic. Add one more red alarm emoji. Why is this happening? Economists have told us that when we see the unemployment rate going up for black people, it's a sign that it could soon go up for all people. And as our CNN business team explains, black workers are disproportionately employed in frontline and lower wage industries as well as the government workforce. So what comes for black people first often comes for everyone. And you know, those good government jobs have been a tool for black people to build stable livelihoods, especially for black women. But the federal workforce has been a target of this administration, along with immigrants and diversity initiatives. We have a lot to talk about. So joining me this morning, Latasha Brown, co-founder of Black Voters Matter Fund.
Damn, they all got to share a check. Why they got that many sisters up there at the same time, y'all? They look like they just got done fighting for the damn job. They got black eyes and they made them fight just to get on the damn news. Look. Her lips swollen, her eye blackened. She looked like she won the fight. She had to put her wig back on straight. Why they got them out there fighting for jobs, man? And they all don't need no man, don't want no man. And that's the problem, y'all. They damn sure don't want a nigga from Chicago. Ah, damn, she look like she just ready to go and they ain't even got started yet. Okay, we gonna move on, cause I ain't about to be doing this, man. But goddamn, you show up to work, as soon as you open the door, this all you see when you get in the damn building. Look, she looking at you, she's sitting at the counter looking just like that. Ain't no good morning, ain't no none of that shit. She just looking at you like, what you want? You go to work, you clock in, and you gotta go to the office, and she's sitting there looking at you just like, Just like that at the office, man. She your senior vice president, supervisor, and you got to take orders. And she ain't going easy on your black ass. Oh my God, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Nope. We gonna talk about something else. I guess they got tired of that shit, man. I don't know. Better smile when you get to work. Put on a happy face. Do some chipper shit, man. Have you ever had some I don't give a damn customer service? You be mad as hell they done fucked up your bill. Like, how the hell they charged me $300 for a $25 bill? You call up there, you get customer service. Like, hello, this is Danetta Jenkins. How can I help you? Like, let me speak to your manager. I am the manager. And you leave the house because you so mad at the customer service. You trying to get some fresh air and mess around and get shot in the ass by some YN out there with dreadlocks. They need to bring in the National Guard, man. Because people mad about the black problem. People tired. People sick of looking at each other, man. Look at his face. Do something with his. People need to do something with themselves, man. We need to learn how to smile more, be more polite, be more pleasant. It'll be a more pleasant place if people practice being pleasant. But that's Negro here. I ain't about to keep talking about that. Hold on, listen at this, y'all.
Americans are grappling with the economy facing rising prices and a slowdown in hiring, fueled in part by President Trump's tariffs on imported goods. Economists expected the U.S. to add 75,000 net new jobs in August, which would have been alarmingly low. Instead, only 22,000 materialized, and the unemployment rate rose to 4.3%. That was a slight jump from July. But black Americans have seen their jobless rate jump even faster. At 7.5%, they currently face the highest unemployment rate of any racial group, higher than the white population at 3.7%, higher than Asians at 3.6%. Both groups have jobless rates, by the way, which are below the overall population unemployment rate of 4.3%. But if you dig deeper, the sharpest spike even there is happening among black women. Take a look at this graph. In February, when President Trump was settling down into the White House again, there were more than 10.5 million black women working in the labor force. But according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 306,000 have lost their jobs since then, stripping around $37 billion from the U.S. economy, according to the gender economist Katika Roy. Many economists point to Trump's massive cuts to the federal workforce as the driving factor.
Monday.com.
Hold on,
the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past.
Come on.
Tried other work management
Wait. I do
platforms.
apologize. Listen.
This is interesting. Black women alone make up over 12% of federal employees. That's nearly double their share of the labor force overall. And that's not by accident. For decades, black women have pursued public sector jobs as a pathway to the middle class. Government jobs often come with civil service protections against discrimination and pay inequity, which is critical, because black women still face the largest wage gap in America even today. But those protections are evaporating. Many of the agencies that Donald Trump targeted in his budget cuts are agencies where black women make up a larger share of the staff. For example, the Department of Education. 28% of employees were black women. The department's staff was cut by nearly 46%. By contrast, agencies with largely white staff, like the Department of Energy and Justice, saw cuts of just 13% and 1%.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to have to take a drink. Damn. It's all starting to make sense. They trying to crack down in Chicago. They done went to D.C. trying to do something about the problems out there. And you figure these kids went to school. If they got single mother household, it's sort of like they trying to blame the women for the conditions that's happening in black America, man. Sort of like they trying to punish the women out there, man. That ain't cool. Like it's their fault. They sons grow up to be criminals and they have babies with men that they don't want to marry. They trying to punish people for the statistics, man. And we don't know how much of the statistics is true, but that's what it's looking like to me. They trying to crack down. They trying to put people in a position to where you have to build communities. For the longest, people been like, we don't need no man. We don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need shit. Now people are in the position to where, hey, you might just need to come together and figure something out. But I know my women, man. I know black women gonna figure it out, man. One thing for sure, people gonna eat, man. And that's why I ain't worried about it. I know my sister's gonna pull it together, yeah. Before they get a man, they had a mama, aunties, and all them move in the house. They just gonna do it together, man. Tell me I'm lying. Like grandmama, you mama, cousin Shay, we all gonna have to move. We all just gonna have to get together, because I'll be damned before I'll get me a nigga to move with me or something. That's what's gonna be happening. I promise you, that's what's gonna be happening in America, man. It's gonna be a bunch of sisters. It's gonna be like the Living Single show. We are living, hey, single. Ooh, in the 2000s Trump kind of world. I'm glad I got my girls. Keep your head up. What? Keep your head up. That's right. My homegirl standing to my left. Am I right? True blue. We tight like glue. We are living. That's all that's gonna happen, man. You gonna be riding down the street. Every house gonna have about 15 sisters sitting on the porch. As soon as you get out the car, all you gonna hear is a scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly, but he's also known as a buster. No, I don't want no scrubs. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. They all gonna be on the porch singing that shit. That's what's gonna happen, man. And while all them YNs in jail, they gonna be down there at the arm. They gonna do like the brat and her. They gonna do like the brat and her wife and go down there looking for a white sperm donor. I promise y'all that's what's gonna happen, man. Them clinics gonna be packed. Look, the brat, white sperm donor. She said, I want a white sperm donor. I don't want no nigga looking like Jiminy Cricket. Remember when she said that? They said to Brad, how come you ain't getting no black baby daddy? The black donor look like Jimmy the Cricket. Her and her wife got a white man to be the, man. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Listen at this, y'all. Get it together. What's wrong with it? Okay, listen.
Respectively, according to government data. But even black women who work in the private sector are being targeted. They make up a large share of the country's diversity, equity, and inclusion officers. And as more companies bow to political pressure to roll back DEI initiatives, these women are being pushed out of the workforce as well. Here's the thing. Even if you're not a black woman, all of this should alarm you. Economic policy expert Jessica Fulton explains that a sharp jump in black women's joblessness may foreshadow an impending slowdown for other groups, too. She says black women, quote, show up as a canary in the coal mine, giving a picture of what may happen to everyone else later, end quote. Katika Roy goes further.
A canary in the coal mine? What type of... Is that from a Steven Spielberg movie? What the hell is a canary? And they talking about black-ass coals and mining niggas? A canary? Wait a minute, man. They trying to say this little slick shit? Canary. What the fuck is a canary, man? Hold on, canary. What is it? They call black women a canary in the gold mine? Who they calling a bird? Oh, I know they ain't just say that shit. A canary can refer to a small yellow bird, a songbird native to Canary Islands and the Atlantic Islands. Like, oh, there goes another canary. Like, hello, how are you? Let me get you a towel. Would you like some water? That's a canary in the bird mine. The word canary comes from the Canary Islands, where the wild birds, they calling y'all some wild birds out there. I ain't making this shit up, man. Said a canary in a coal mine. black workers and particularly black women show up as a canary in the coal mine. Lord have mercy, giving a picture of what may happen to everyone else later. That's some cold-blooded shit, man.
Everyone else later, end quote. Katika Roy goes further, calling these cuts a strategic failure with long-term consequences that robs the country of leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurial capacity. Because when over 300,000 people from one particular demographic drop out of the workforce in a matter of months, that's not one community's problem.
Ooh, y'all gonna have to get a lane. Y'all gonna have to find a lane. All y'all ladies out there listening, y'all ain't no more thugs. They taking them niggas off the street, man. And they taking away the job. Your best bet is to find a lane. And the lamer, the better. That's they plan to revamp Black America, man. Your baby daddy gonna be a Comic-Con fan. No more them D-boys with them 6-pack rib cages, man. It's gonna be them niggas with them hot dogs on the back of their necks with them bifocal glasses. Cause they ain't gonna be around, man. They all gonna be in jail or in Mexico somewhere. They cleaning up the streets. They getting rid of all of the thugs, all of the gangbangers and criminals. Ain't gonna be nothing left but squares. And you gonna have to get in where you fit in, cut that bullshit out, man. It's either that or y'all just gonna have to rock with each other. And I know a lot of people just gonna rock with each other. They gonna say, hell, I'm just gonna kick it with my girls. And that's cool too, cause that mean the birth rate will go down. Like hell, women deciding to be with women. And most likely that before people would deal with a lame or a regular dude with a regular job or doing regular shit that you think is a little boy and all that type of stuff, it's gonna be people that rather just kick it with the ladies, and the birth rate gonna be low, and it is what it is, man. That's what I'm gonna say today. They gonna win in the end, man, because the black populace ain't gonna be able to survive this. Put in a situation to where you have to deal with each other. Motherfuckers would rather be drowned. Just imagine you ain't had no choice but to go to the black grocery store. I just won't eat. It's people out here growing their food. My next door neighbor, I don't know what the fuck she doing over there. I think she African or something like that, man. She got all these big ass buckets. It look ridiculous out there, man. They need to call the National Guard to come get her and get that shit out of here. A bunch of green shit coming out some buckets, man. She probably ain't even gonna eat that stuff out there. Who gonna eat all that food? I ought to take a picture of it and put it online, man. But it is what it is. This some scary stuff. Okay, it's some more stuff. Y'all gotta listen to what they got to say about it. Listen.
Stephanie Donegan, a former Republican candidate for the Georgia Senate and founder of Your Rich Life Media and the Stillwell Society. And Dalila Paul is the national editor of the news site Capital B. Welcome to you all. Stephanie, let me start with you. 22,000 jobs in August. June revised down now, the first month of job losses in 5 years. The president promised the golden era for America. Where is it?
I mean, ultimately, we have to just be honest and say it doesn't look good, which I know people don't expect me to say, but the reality is right now, because of all the cutbacks in the federal government, it is going to hit black women disproportionately right now because of how much we are employed. That being said, I do believe that it is going to bounce back with the new businesses and new jobs that will be coming, but I think we need to give it time. I don't think we've given it enough time.
That's something we heard from the Commerce Secretary as well. Let's play what Howard Lutnick said.
How do you create tension?
Oh man,
how do you build
why they doing this shit, man?
How do you even decide what to write about?
The news. Stop that. Come on.
We've seen that in all sorts of agencies throughout this government. The people, the holdovers from the Biden administration, they're just bent against the president's success. They're rooting against America and against Donald Trump, and that's got to end. So he can't replace somebody, 2 weeks ago, and you expect fundamental change.
Latasha, he says, give it time.
know, the challenge with this is that when you look at black women, we, in particular in terms of women, we are, in terms of participation in the labor market, we're
How many times you gotta say, we know you talking about black women, you ain't gotta distinguish yourself that damn much, man. They were trying to be specific. Like it's a whole nother race. They gonna drive that point home all the way home. And that's the damn problem. That's the reason why it's such a, now they can target who they want to target. Easily, man. It's divide and conquer. That's the easiest group to conquer because it's so damn divided. Now these YNs impatient. They like, hell, we can't win. No way at all. You know what I'm saying? That's why these YNs waiting for Trump to get to Chicago, because they ready for it to be over. People tired of living their life, man. They sick of living. They waiting for apocalypse now. When they seen that shit, they got excited. Like it's almost over. They suffering out there in Chicago. They feel like when they take each other out, they doing each other a favor. Before the nigga take his last breath, I'm like, thank you, man. It's been rough. Like, don't cry, little nigga. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. See you at the crossroads so you won't be lonely. See you at the... Imagine how many dudes in Chicago at the crossroads. I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm gonna miss everybody that's gone. And I'm gonna miss everybody. They all at the cross. Shit, they probably fighting at the crossroads. You kill a nigga at the crossroads. Next thing you know, you in the baby crib crying again. Living in a hateful world, sending me straight to heaven, boo. Living in a hateful world. You step on a nigga toes at the crossroads, you gonna be born again. Look at this. And I'm gonna miss everybody that's gone. And I'm gonna miss everybody. You know he was tweaking in the studio when they recorded that song, man. Nigga get all emotional and shit, talking about how he gonna miss everybody, like pass the blunt. And I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all. Shouldn't have been gone in front of his home. Been home. Oh, home. Man, they took them Negro spirituals to a whole nother level. And a group of five bottom, and I'm gonna miss everybody. Not just the people he know, but every motherfucking body, man. But that's Negro, you know that. Okay, we gotta get back into this. Because these sisters, listen to how many times she said black women.
Latasha, he says, give it time.
You know, the challenge with this is that when you look at black women, we, in particular in terms of women, we are, in terms of participation in the labor market, we're 60% more than all of our women counterparts of the labor market. But what's interesting in federal jobs, we're about 11.7%, which means that's in parity of our population, right? But when you look in the private sector, we're less than 1.8% when you look at higher management jobs. So what we have seen is that federal jobs have actually created a pathway, an opportunity that black women, it demonstrates that when black women are given an opportunity, that there are federal protections that allow us to matriculate, that what you see is that we're able to get representation. What he's saying around that we're supposed to just play on the market.
It ain't nothing but another form of welfare. That's what they trying to let people know. This shit's still public assistance for y'all to even have a job. He basically cut welfare. That's all they saying. Them degrees don't matter, the education, all that's some bullshit, man. You being in the position is simply another form of welfare. And they cutting it. And on top of that, the degrees and shit, people gotta pay that stuff, but you in debt. Fucking with them degrees. People make it seem like they escaped the system, or you doing better than somebody. Hell no. That's just a ultimate wake-up call, man. And that's the crazy part about it, man. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to move on. Matter of fact, I want to hear what else she got to say. I'm going to shut up. Listen.
But what we're seeing is an underrepresentation in the market, that oftentimes we're underpaid in the market. We're in entry-level jobs. You do not see the same kind of economic stability that we've seen with federal employment.
I saw your facial expression.
Because ultimately, a lot of the hiring I feel that's happened within the federal government was to check boxes for DEI, not necessarily because this was just perfect for them. And I only say that because of how many black women have been employed. And I think that's part of the reason is we're seeing the layoffs that we're seeing and the unemployment, because that's how they got hired in the first place.
You know, I think the interesting thing about that is that in terms of federal jobs, that is merit-based, that people actually are able to keep their jobs or even to literally ascend based on being merit-based. You don't see that in the private sector. So I think it's really to say that black women working in these jobs is to check a box. It ignores the fact.
You will have more power saying black people any damn day, man. You have way more power. When you speak about black, just say people. Give your ass a sense of unity, a motherfucker, some form of structure. How independent can you be? That's what make a motherfucker vulnerable. You put yourself out there. I don't give a damn if it is a group. It's a vulnerable group. You go out in the wild like that, I don't give a damn about the Viola Davis movie. That's terrible. Can you imagine a Chinese woman up there to Chinese women? See, with Chinese women, we are in the workforce and we are facing consequences as Chinese women. Who gonna go out their way to make that much of a distinguishment? People are, you got men, women, children, boys, girls. A group is a group. It's selfish if you ask me, man. I think that's some selfish nonsense. And I can understand, people want to get their independence on, but goddamn. But I do blame the brothers out there. Let me explain why, man. I do blame the brothers. And a lot of y'all men gonna be mad, but I sympathize with the ladies out there, especially with all the stuff going on in Chicago, the fatherless homes. There's a lot of people out there not trying to raise their kids because they knocked off or jump off or whatever the case is. Look. Hey, man. Once upon a time, sisters ain't had the opportunities to work in the jobs and stuff they have now. They basically had to have a man back in the day. And a lot of times, these fathers wasn't the best fathers, man. Motherfucker go to work all day, get drunk, come home mad, want to take it out on Betty. And not all the time. There was a whole lot of good fathers back then. But then, a lot of women had to go through hell to be with Big Daddy. And he out there in the streets, got different families and shit. I hear plenty of stories about men back then. They'll have a wife and kids and got a whole nother family on the other side of town. And then leave that one family and go be with the other family and shit. People be finding out they got siblings and didn't even know it. Like, damn, Papa was a rolling stone. Dun, 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 dun. They was making songs about the shit, man. So I can get how and why, when women had a green light to do their own thing. They was like, man, fuck him. I'm about to go do this shit by myself. Because a lot of them caught hell. Some of them still catching hell, man. So I sympathize with the women out there. But hey, we in some horrible times right now, man, because he about to be bringing them people up there to Chicago. And it's going to be bad, man. All them YNs about to be locked up. People ain't got no jobs. It's going to be a lot of white sugar daddies out there. I know that much. The Mexican sugar daddies. Y'all Mexican men, y'all might as well go and get y'all pick the cream of the crop.
Like, I need you to fix something else. Like, Senor, are you home? Like, I'm in the bed. Come on in here, Pancho. Come on in here. I need you to fix this for me. Like, oh, ay, ay, ay. Be giving her his whole damn paycheck. I only have $255. Like, I could work with that. Like, Senior, I fix a roof. I fix the street. I do everything. The money to pay your rent for you and your children. Like, thank you, Paco. Had that motherfucker in there making tacos with his shirt off. With that Mexican music playing. She got her headphones on listening to Lil Baby while he in there making chalupas with that Mexican shit on. And her kids gonna respect Paco too, cause he'll beat that ass with a sombrero or something. They acting up. That's your fucking father. I say you're gonna respect me, okay? I paid her bills up in this motherfucker. I ain't the one put chalupa on your table, motherfucker. You don't want no problem with me, man. I the real Migo. Like, yes, Poppy C. Shit, them kids would be happy to have them a Mexican daddy. She called the police on Paco. The police come and deport the whole damn family. You be in Mexico talking about me only know English. We gonna have to see how this gonna go, man. Y'all make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Lord have mercy. They about to send the National Guard to Chicago. Them thugs ain't gonna know what to do. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section, man. I'ma holler at y'all later, real time.